Namaskar, this is Shadri, your labor law advisor, corporate trainer, POSH IC member. Learn new labor codes. Yes, we need to learn now because already implemented as well as practically we have to bring into our systems. In this series of Learn New Labor Code series, this is a part 2, series 2. In this video, we are going to understand about the annual performance incentives, how to treat them, whether inclusion part or exclusion part of the wages. That we will understand. Because wages we need to restructure, no doubt in that. Whatever the wage we are having as on now as a part of CTC, we need to comply with the law because wages as redefined. Earlier, each act is having separate wage definition. Now put together universal common wage definition has come. In this March month 16th, Ministry of Labor and Employment, they released a FAQ. In that FAQ, point number 4, they were asked, do annual performance based incentive form a part of wages for computation under the labor codes? That is the question. What is performance based incentive? Based on the employee performance or based on the company performance, some incentive is being paid. That is not guaranteed. However, it will be paid. Maybe differ year to year, person to person. That is a variable performance. It is paid on annually. How to treat them in the wages? It is not part of wages. That is the first clearance they have given. So the annual performance based incentive or whatever the various things you pay, that is not part of wages. We may think not part of wages means whether we need not to calculate or need not to show anywhere. No, not like that. Again, they have insisted annual performance based incentive do not form a part of wages for computation under labor codes. That is, again, they have cleared it is not part of wages. As well as they have told, you refer FAQ released in the December also. FAQ 3, what it says in the definition of wages, it is giving, it is again, it is reproduced whatever the wage definition given in the code. The definition of wages covers, which one it will cover? All remuneration or whatever the things employer pay to the employee, everything it will be covered by the way of salary, allowance, otherwise whatever it may be. That is includes, what are all the things includes? Basic DA retaining allowance, as well as it has clarifies if the allowance. So this is the inclusion part, exclusion part, other than gratuity and retrenchment compensation. So other than this, only whatever you pay, everything you have to take for calculation except gratuity and retrenchment compensation. If 50% the allowance part is more than 50%, then it will be added back to the wages. Wages means again what? Basic plus DA. In that inclusion part, basic plus DA, the excess amount will be added. As well as they have clarified performance based incentive, employee stock option plan, variable part of the component or reimbursement, either it is a variable or reimbursement payment, that is not part of the wages. Not part of the wages means it does not means you need not to take into account for calculation itself. It says wages means which one? Wages means only basic plus DA. Again, you have for that clarification only in second line you can see if the allowances are exceed 50%, the excess amount shall be added back to the wages. Here also wages means what? Only base inclusion part. Same meaning only we have to take performance based incentive, variable pay or reimbursement, anything if you give to the employee, that is not part of wages. That means not part of basic plus DA, not part of inclusion part. That we have to get clearance on this. As well as you can refer one more evidence, that is clearance as given in the December FAQ, as well as even if you refer the definition, it shows very clearly what is the exclusion part. It is defined in the section 2i, a bonus payable, like that. When it is saying I come to that is I, it has given any commission payable to the employee. That means what? Commission is based on the whatever the performance, then it is a variable. So variables are comes under the allowances part. So annual performance pay also, it will come in the allowances part. It will not part of wages. That means not part of inclusion part. That means not part of basic plus DA. There we need not to take this annual performance. It should be treated in the second part, that allowances part only we have to take. as well as in the inclusion part, very clear, only basic plus DA, as well as wages means all remuneration, whatever you pay, that will comes under all remuneration. And then in that allowances part, A to I, if you exceed 50%, that is one half of all the remuneration, then what will happen? Shall be deemed as a remuneration and shall be accordingly added in the wages. That means in case that allowance, either it is a performance pay or anything variable thing, if you pay any reimbursement, if you pay, if that is more than 50% in the allowance part are deemed, if you are not adding also, it will be treated as a deemed remuneration, deemed part of wages. That means excess amount will be treated as a basic wage or DA. In that inclusion part, it will be treated. That clarity we should have. That means all performance based anything, if you pay, that is in the exclusion part. You pay annually or quarterly, it will be in the exclusion part. Annual performance incentive or KPI bonus, everything. Fixed cost like basic plus DA, that will be in the inclusion part. That include wages, that first part it will be there, as well as this exclusion part or allowances part. If exceeds 50%, the excess amount automatically will be treated as a inclusion part, that is in basic plus DA. This clarity we must have. Accordingly you can restructure your wages. Thank you for watching. I will get back with another video. Any doubts, you can comment in the comment box. Definitely I will keep one more video on that. Thank you.